tune in. Talking of tunes, Mr. Young, tell me about your Batman connection.
Yeah, you asked me one of the... Well, actually, I did that during, I think, the Tomorrow People, and maybe just after. There was a revival of interest in Batman, played by Adam West, the TV series, and he came to England to make a record, to be produced by Tony McCauley. And the guy who played Robin, Burt Ward, was by then quite a successful property dealer, I believe, and he had given up acting and didn't want to have anything to do with it. So they had to find an actor who could play the part of Robin on the record. And I can't remember how I got the part, but anyway, they chose me. We also did a video to go on Top of the Pops, which Mike Mansfield directed. And I think the trouble was that Adam West had had a good night the night before, and he turned up all the worse for wear and couldn't remember any of the words to the song. So I was word perfect, of course, but he was a little bit less so. It was great fun doing it.
How dare you insult Batman?
Well, quite. And it ended up being on many LPs, compilation LPs, particularly
the World's Worst
20. Yes, thank you, Peter.
The World's Worst 20?
That's it, yes. Oh. The World's Worst Top 20.
It was,
I think we were number 3, I think we were.
Appalling, Nick. It was appalling. It was fun, but it was... The words all sort of kicked your ass, didn't they, really?
Immortal lines like, "Look at all those pink faces, Batman. Do you think they've been drinking too much carrot juice, huh?" Commissioner Gordon, Batman.
Yeah, but how
anyway,
how cool is that to do the Batman? I mean, I think
I think he felt deeply flattered that he was working with me.
And Peter, didn't you meet him as well?
I did. Nick introduced me, my all-time hero.
And
he was very nice. Yeah, well, no answer to that. Oh, she's gone out of her balloon.
She hasn't been blown up, then.
She hasn't been blown up.
Like
Didn't you go to Hollywood as well, Nick?
Yes, I went.
Apropos of that?
I went there afterwards, yes.
Did you? Why?
I just, like all British actors, tried out LA for a little while and met him out there. Went to his house.
Oh, you went to his ranch, didn't you?
Wherever it was, Cicero Drive or something.
Matter will always return to its own.
No, I got on very well and got quite friendly with him.
He was a very nice man, wasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, there was talk of doing another Batman movie, but of course when it came to it, they changed the whole style and it wasn't that high.
It wouldn't work with...
It wasn't that high camp anymore.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed doing the record, it was fun.
Yeah, I thought you said you couldn't read other
Want to hear it? Demand its re-release.
It could be an extra on this DVD.
Yeah.
Perhaps you could sing it to us now.
I've certainly got a copy or 2,000.
Was it the Batman tune?
When you hear the squeal of the Batmobile, look out, it's Batman and Robin, and so on.
That was very good.
Not bad without a musical instrument.
I did, yes. I like Nick singing, actually.
Anyway, back to the Tomorrow People.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, there we are. And he's eating now.
Yes.
I was there.
There must be a bigger thing about in the lab eating.
Well, as I say, this was the start of a trend in film in general, to have people eating while they were talking, because most actors stand there not knowing what to do with their hands anyway, and if it's a static shot like this, if you're sitting there munching a hamburger or something, it gives you something to do.
Yeah.
We just missed a lot of scientific theorising there.
Yes, I'm afraid we did.
Yes.
Well, you can always turn off the commentary and then find out what they're on about, really.
They may have done that
That's the marvellous thing about DVD.
And play it back again if you so wish.
Endlessly.
She looks as if she's just had a rather nasty session in a Turkish bath, doesn't she?
Yeah. Very sweaty. They were into the sweat on the face, weren't they?
Yeah, it was glycerine, it was, wasn't it? It was all
That's
very...
absolutely right, which made you sweat anyway, because it was so... It just clogged your pores.
Clogged everything up.
There's that old Thames cup again, and a couple of bottles, look, of something or other, GTX.
It was against Blue Peter, I suppose. You had to
It was
do
probably
something.
made in the Blue Peter studio, actually. Here was one they made earlier. So what are they looking at? What have you got there? Snakes?
Oh no, that's the neckband thing they put round their heads, like the silencer.
That was the same sort of thing, isn't it?
Yeah. But it kills them, this one, I think, I remember.
But not two. Then we must dispose of the girl.
Looks like a medieval Iron Maiden. Perhaps he's got one in his collection there. Used to put it on women's heads to scolds, particularly, to punish them
For what?
for gossip.
I think the reason they did that was because the other one kept slipping off people's heads.
Oh, so this is like a
This is
forerunner of the cycle.
Yes, because I think we kept, like, you saw me touch it in the previous episodes, just to keep it out of my eyes when I was talking, and yet when I was meant to touch it, I got electric shock, so...
Because looking at that costume I'm wearing there, I remember all this. They made you pay for the outfit afterwards if you wanted it.
Cost price?
They gave us a discount, didn't they?
A small one. I mean, anything to get their money back.
Yeah, we didn't get anything free, actually.
Peter, your collar's huge here, isn't it? Look at that.
I love that. I love that jacket. I wish it was still around.
Well, it was for about 20 years, wasn't it?
Oh, it's lovely. It's what they call it. It's mock suede, I think that one is.
Is it? I used to wear the genuine article.
I know you did, but you had a higher budget than me. I was just taken to a.
Well, some of the clothes, they say, were mine. I think.
You're going to admit to that?
Well, they were afterwards, if not before. I don't think I ever bought a jaunting belt, which is a shame, because it's probably worth a fortune nowadays.
But enough trouble as it is without you two
But
getting...
this is the thing about the sort of 70s revival. These clothes look, pretty cool.
They do now.
Well, flares are completely back, aren't they?
Yeah. In the 80s, we would have looked back at this
Oh,
and thought, it's awful. Look at their long hair.
That's right. Yeah.
Right, she's wearing something out of
Laura Ashley.
Laura Ashley,
yeah.
yes. That's the word I was looking for, thank you. Man the doors.
Open that cage.
Yes, this is the new upgraded silencer bands. So it's like,
What does it do?
How were they lifting those cages up? Was it a man with a pulley?
I think it's the Kirby wire
Stops them
operator.
communicating telepathically.
it had a little fly
Oh,
system.
that's nothing like as good as the one you... Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't think it was as interesting as the one you had on, actually.
I know, but the thing is, I think the reason they did that, I'm sure they were, because they kept slipping off.
Yeah, but
and we all said
having
that.
said that, we are now 500 years in the future, so this is the Mark II version.
This is the Mark II, yeah.
And I don't-
Headband 2, new game.
If I make a promise, I stick to it.
And so you had better, for Carol's sake.
What about
honourable
Carol?
chap.
She's unconscious again. She needs help.
Oh, God, I want to give him a slap.
I'm not sure it's how that
What
needs help,
about
dear.
her? God, enough, go on. I mean, Jesus. I mean, I know he's acting it, but he could have done it with a bit more
And to
compassion.
think that they hadn't actually
worry.
invented hair restorer by then either. But... Oh,
No, don't touch it.
she's interfering with her now.
Yes.
Slow music.
Oh, no, who's this?
Who are these?
Oh, this is the crown jewels again.
Oh,
Yes.
extras.
They were quite
Because I walk in and the guy, the guard guy, sort of recognises me.
And you said, I know you, you're off a Beefeater gin label.
That's right.
So I see.
I'm surprised he recognised you, because you're
Not wearing your spacesuit.
not in your AE suit and you haven't got your helmet
I
on.
know, but I'm sure he does. I'm sure he kind of like goes.
He
there
does,
he goes.
that,
Yeah.
He's
He
having to
goes,
think
hello,
about
Now,
hello, hello.
Can I just... That's very interesting. He's wearing different medals.
Maybe he got them. Maybe he got demoted
Well, as a result.
as a result of all
Of
that.
losing
the
you,
crown
yeah.
jewels. Yeah.
Let's have a look.
you see?
Give us a close-up, please. Let me have a look. He's definitely
Where
wearing-
did you do this? Was this a studio set?
Yeah, no, we did it in the Tower of London.
We got onto
In the where?
In the
Tower of London.
Really? You were allowed to do that?
Yeah, we got onto the palace and we said, look, this is the Tomorrow People. And they said, yeah, Prince Eddie's a fan and he hopes to be a producer one day.
Yeah.
So,
They let us in.
come down and film the Crown Jewels
Yeah.
and
Didn't mind at all.
Perhaps
You
you
get
could
the
give
feeling
him,
you're being wound up there, Philip.
give him a job. That looks like a punk haircut.
Can you
doesn't it?
believe that?
I don't. Do you?
I can't believe that.
It's very pretty.
Sure,
that
they
picture.
wouldn't have been allowed in.
They're misbehaving again.
They became very fashionable again in a
They're fashionable now.
couple of years ago.
No, they're back in the shops.
Are they? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, oh, those things.
Yes.
Yeah, those things.
They've never gone out of fashion, hopefully.
I thought you were talking
Not
about
in
Dave
your- not in
Prowse's
your bedroom.
nipples.
Yes, I know.
Dave Prowse's nipples are in the shops now.
It undoes like this.
Oh, well done, you.
Oh, yes. Do, 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 do,
You
do,
gotta
do,
take
do,
your
do,
band
do,
off.
do, do, do.
Can't take your band off, Pete.
You're ahead of the game.
But it's not
I remember this
can see a
episode. I
joint.
think I was hanging around a lot here
Has the same function as the
and
Medusa.
trying to put Pete Richard Spate off.
And I can't operate the equipment.
No, you see, that looks naff, doesn't it?
It's still falling down, isn't it?
It is, yeah, that's right. I think they didn't measure his head.
You can see the hinge on it, too.
And the bracket.
Any tricks from you, and Carol will die.
Well, that's what you said before, and she didn't.
He's got a bit of eye makeup on as well, hasn't he?
Oh, we all did. I like my eye makeup. I wouldn't mind wearing it again. Give the old eyes a bit of a lift.
20th century tomorrow, people. Carol's being held prisoner in a spaceship in the time-lived area of hyperspace. She is in great danger.
Not a wrinkle to be seen.
Trying to call for help. Now get on with it.
Oh, I suppose you opened your shell.
Well, he's done enough. He's warned us. I picked that up.
Where are you? Give me your coordinates.
What is it, John?
Where are you?
What is it, John?
I just picked up a message from hyperspace, Ginger. A message about Carol.
Well, how is she?
She's in great danger, but at least we know where she is. I'm going to hyperspace.
Well, so vaguely we know where she is.
Well, it sounds to me like somebody's trying to lure you
She's in
into
the
a trap.
25th century,
Probably are,
26th
but I'm
century.
going anyway.
So am I. Me too.
No, Kenny.
No, Kenny. Sorry.
One of us has got to stay behind, and you're the
Yes.
One of us has got to stay behind, and you're the most boring one.
Thanks for the offer, Ginger, but you stay here and see no harm comes to Kenny. We haven't got an A suit that'll fit you
You're not very good at going up these stairs, I seem to remember. It's all a bit... Ooh, ah.
Well, because that's as far as they go.
That's it, yes. If
a
you
bit
go
like
any
that-
further, you fall off the other end.
That famous book, Kidnapped, by Robert Louis Stevenson. You know, he goes to the top, opens the door, and falls out.
Put the Jordans into the time drift zone.
There are definitely platforms on those, aren't there?
Oh, yes.
In all dimensional planes, yes.
Right. And Tim, wish us luck.
I wish you
Luck? We don't need luck.
That goes for me.
He must have been gutted, old Stephen Sam and Kenny.
Not a very... Well, most salmon are gutted, I think. Haven't
He was never allowed into an AE suit, was he? Poor soul.
There wasn't one to fit him, presumably.
No.
Yeah.
well, they couldn't afford it.
He
could
would have
they?
nicked it, probably.
A scurrilous suggestion. how can you damn...
What are you saying?
Well, he was, wasn't he?
What, do you know what happened to him? Do you know?
10 years to life, I think he got.
We've tried to find out, but he just disappeared.
Disappeared, yeah.
Straight
Vanished.
after.
Brink's Matt, I think, rings a bell, if you know what I mean.
No, I don't know what you mean. Would you please elucidate, if that's the word?
But straight after he left the series, you lost touch with him, and that
Oh,
was it.
totally, yes. He didn't really... He knew that he wasn't... up for
Socially,
socially accepted.
he wasn't. No, I don't say that, Peter.
What do you mean?
But he was not. He was not part of the scene at all.
I think
he didn't seem to care.
I think he realised his acting wasn't as good as Peter's, and therefore the writing was clearly on the wall. At least when people say we're crap, they've actually seen it.
You and your kind. You think you're so clever. You think you control the civilized universe and that only a telepath has a right to anything. Well, listen, young lady.
Stop!
I have
Mr.
no...
Grabowski! I need a Medusa. And you, Grabowski.
So they do a lot of filming in here, in these cages.
Dead cheap set, though, isn't it? Let's face it.
Yeah, not too many lighting problems.
Uh,
So that, funnily enough, that's chroma key yellow. That box.
It's an extraordinary coincidence,
Yes.
yes, that the front should be yellow. Of course, now, because yellow is not fashionable with chroma key anymore now, it's blue or green nowadays. They seem to think it works better. We did try blue, we did do some blue chroma key, but for us it wasn't so effective, and I can't remember why. But I think the yellow worked perfectly well, as you can see there.
Nothing is hope. It's
no breaking up there.
time.
Have you got any better ideas?
No yellow lines round
Keep
us.
looking then.
All right, then what is it?
Now that Peter has modified the time key so that I'm able to operate it, I want you to
There's a lot of chroma key going on in the background there, because there was spillage in the middle. I'm not quite sure what we're supposed to be seeing, or what we're about
Why
to
don't you
see.
go and get him yourself?
I think the trouble is, if the key colour is yellow, if there's any flare of light, it's going to be yellowish, isn't it?
You
Probably.
take Coppin and the Medusa.
So you can cut
But blue is quite a difficult colour, because there's so much dark around.
No,
They did movies, it's green.
That's what I say, it's blue
Yeah,
or
it's
green.
always green,
Blue or
yeah.
green nowadays, yeah.
The blue and the green, but that's
To
later.
capture a few kids and bring them back here for you to slaughter.
Grabowski,
Why is he walking around with the Imperial
the
crown?
universe that has driven you into the empty exile of hyperspace.
I've told you before. It's full of those damn telepaths.
Exactly.
Interesting point, actually. If he's 500 years hence and he wants to steal the crown jewels, that implies that they will still be around in 500
You were
years'
telling me
time.
earlier how delicate the time balance is, how easily upset.
Perhaps the monarchy's going to last rather longer than some people think.
Well, the crown jewels would still be valuable, wouldn't they?
I don't know. Cromwell melted them down, didn't he? So we'll have a republic. If Tony Blair becomes president, he'll melt them down, I would think.
No more exile.
How different my life would have been.
Cromwell melt them down.
Yes, he did.
Go down the time
Most of the
link
crown jewels are not no older
strangle
than
the development of the Earth's
late
telepaths at the very
1600s.
root. Bring me
My word.
the tomorrow people.
You see, it's educational,
It
this
is,
commentary
yes,
as well,
yes.
you see.
Yes, I could.
Is that true?
Yeah.
And I will.
Really? And were any of them recovered, or did they have to redo them all?
I don't think there's anything from pre-restoration. There might be one or two.
You
pieces.
did it! You got one right.
I actually did this with Elizabeth. We're at ITN for with Peter Fairley.
Oh, yes.
Pete Fairley.
Oh, I remember him.
The
Yeah.
scientific.
And me and Liz, and we sat there with Dr. Chris Evans, trying to see if we actually were. It was just for a launch for the TV Times.
If you were telepathetic.
Yes.
Were you?
No. Funny that, really. We didn't get anything right. I was in one room, she was in another, and we were...
Rubbish.
Yeah. Basically, yeah.
Trouble is, rather like your lines, you forgot what you'd seen on the card anyway. So.
It's sort of a triangle, a wavy triangle.
He's taking the Medusa for a walk.
Yeah, well, you've got to. He wants to go out and have a...
Taking the Medusa for a sliver, he needs to go out for a wee.
Yep.
You can imagine when a Medusa has a wee, in the spaceship, makes a bit of a mess.
Where were they off to just now, then?
3 stars.
They were going through time.
They were going through time, weren't they? They were off back in time.
That was actually a game, wasn't it?
See, now that's a packet of cigarettes on the counter.
Here, Ginge. It is a process of
Oh yes, there is smoking in the tomorrow.
There is smoking.
In the next story there is as well.
Never catch John smoking. John didn't allow fags in the lab.
Sorry, Ginge. I am not programmed to perform that function.
You mean you won't?
I'm afraid not. Sorry, Ginge.
Come on, Tim, don't be a flaming scrum.
But it's a good point, because, they started to ban... well, that's Tim saying it, isn't it?
In that case, I'll go and get them myself.
But cigarettes were sort of banned from television shortly afterwards. You had to really justify it.
Yes, that's a shame.
To show smoking.
So he wanted some cigarettes to materialise.
I think so, yes.
Are we just making up our own story here?
Well, I think that's right. I think Tim refused to supply them.
Yes, he did. He just said, no, I'm not going to give you those.
Yeah.
They're bad for you.
Right.
Good old Tim.
So he knew, even though those who are suing British American Tobacco for billions...
Oh, I love that sequence.
Apparently he didn't know.
Of him walking with the Medusa.
You see some pretty unpleasant things on the tube, but I must say I've never
Yes, they've never been chased down the tube by...
Oh, slow-mo.
Dave Prowse.
Yes.
No, I meant the Medusa.
Oh, here he goes.
He's in slow-mo, the Medusa's speeded up. That's quite clever.
I mean, he'd take up a few seats on a train, wouldn't he?
No, that is funny.
Now, I'm sorry, you must now agree with me that the special effects in this one leave a lot to be desired.
What do you mean? I was totally convinced.
Out there, this King Flaming Con Dracula, the works! Tim, show him what's outside!
That's ridiculous.
Listen, scat kid, scram, vanish, jump, whatever it is you do while you can. Get the hell out of here!
Tim, get John and Steve and call them back, fast!
I can't get through, Kenny.
He'll be blocked, mate, by Medusa.
They're getting ready to break down the door!
How was Kenny cast and where did they find him?
He worked for the post office. But I honestly don't know how.
No, that was after.
Oh, was that after?
That was after.
Oh, was it?
Well, it must
No,
have been
it was a fait accompli. We just arrived and there he was.
It's about the size of it.
Yes, I think it was all through Anna Shares. I think he was one of the students at Anna Shares' Saturday afternoon things.
It's not a squeak, do you understand?
And Roger saw him there, I believe.
You were both...
And for some reason thought it might be a good idea to have someone who could be left behind all the time.
Well, it was the idea of introducing a ethnic minority, and having a black kid in the 70s program was just a first, I suppose.
John, Stephen, come in, please.
Tim, what is it?
Wriggling around.
I'm jaunting you back.
I think I was a bit slow to react there. I was sort of hanging, wasn't I?
There they go. Who they got? Have they got them?
It's a bit of a sort of...
Oh! I didn't remember that. He threw him on the line.
Oh, I think
sad to see him go.
That,
yes.
Not much fear of a train running him over on the central line, that's for sure. He's got an hour and a half to wait.
So the Medusa has gone then.
Yes, the trundling tentacled Dalek has gone.
It is, isn't it?
Yes, what's happening here?
We're coming
severely,
in.
Oh, severely underwritten, wasn't it?
It was, wasn't it? It was like,
Tense pause.
See, I wasn't so far wrong when I said the Medusa's train, was I? You see, you thought I was being silly.
Yes.
Tim, what happened?
We were attacked. I couldn't get through to you.
Where's Ginger and Kenny?
John, Stephen!
Kenny!
Ginge was dragged away by a sap
Put
of an
that away!
android.
John, Ginger's in the dark room. Ginge?
where's Lefty?
Him, Kenny.
That's a very good question.
Yes.
He's beating up old ladies or
Is
something.
he?
He was a bit of a lefty as well, wasn't he?
Fool, he's not one of them.
Politically.
Yes, he was. Very strong one, too.
Medusa.
He killed it.
Coppin, take him out and lock him up.
Coffin, take him out.
I think he used
Now,
to...
Go on, Coppin.
how was that Medusa created? You have to ask yourself. Was that? I mean, are we talking about an extinct species here? Was that the very last Medusa?
Yes, that's true.
Or can he only be recreated by the BBC animatronics department?
I think that was just a thug throwing a Medusa on the platform.
Walking with Medusas, that'd be a good one, wouldn't it, Brad?
Kenneth Branagh doing.
Yeah.
Oh, here he goes.
Carol, are you all right?
Oh, luckily they've got 3 pods now, haven't they?
Well,
they've got more actually. I think one more of us go in there then.
Spare ones, yes.
Obviously.
Has he got a bit of glitter on him? A bit of sort of silver? He has got a silver tinge, hasn't he?
Oh yes, he's been sprayed silver.
Who, Dave?
Yes.
Yes, I think so. I think he's got sellotape over his nipples. Looks like it.
It does, doesn't it? I've been talking about his nipples constantly.
Yes, I think he has.
Glad someone else has taken up
silver
the subject.
gaffer tape.
I don't know why.
Was he a nice chap?
Yes, he
Very.
was. Sweet man.
Very nice guy.
He had
He is. He's not dead, is he? He's very much
He
alive.
had a gym. You know, he used to build people up and all that sort of thing.
And then he went on to having Harrods, didn't he? He had a sports shop in Harrods.
So he was a very, very nice man. Is he still with us?
Yes, yes.
He had. I know he had a terrible arthritis.
He's still got that.
Terrible arthritis.
Trouble with his foot.
Yes, that's right.
Did you see him every now crop up on TV?
Yeah.
In interviews and things.
See him every now and again as well.
He did the Darth Vader, but he didn't do the voice.
No,
that was.
I don't know why.
I don't know why he didn't.
He didn't do the voice.
No, it was that actor, the American actor. He was in Roots. With the voice, Darth. James L. Jones.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Goodness me.
I have set up those coordinates.
Because you got the offer of the part of Chewbacca or Darth Vader, and you chose Darth Vader. Luckily.
The stun guns on rapid charge. They are now ready.
Yeah, how quaint. Rapid charge for the stun guns.
You see, that's a forerunner of
Mobile telephones?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Not that we ever needed mobile telephones, of course, because we could talk telepathically.
Yes, and you couldn't mobile phone someone from the year 2525.
No.
I shouldn't bother, Ginge. We've already tried.
And they're made of wood.
I'm not giving up hope. I've seen tougher nicks than
I
this.
think that might actually be metal, actually. I mean, he'd obviously just snap them off, wouldn't he, though, wood?
Well, I don't think he's trying very hard. It's called acting.
Is it? No, they're metal. They're real.
I think they were metal. I
think they were metal.
Just as easy to make it out of metal as wood, really, isn't it? Who's the spare cage for?
You know, when I was a kid, I always wanted to be a spaceman.
Well, it's got to be me, I think. I go in there.
Do you?
I think I have a sneaking, so I can't remember if I do.
Here it is.
That's something to watch out for, isn't it?
What?
Who's going to end up in
Who's
the cage?
who's going in the cage?
Who's voting? You're voting for you.
Yes, I'm voting me.
Nick, what do you think?
I'm a little cagey about this, I think. I don't think it was me that ended up in there, but there must be a purpose for it. They're not going to build a set and waste it, are they?
What about you, Philip? Who do you think's going?
No, I've no idea really.
No, right.
But my money is on Stephen.
Okay.
Or Kenny, of course. Kenny
won't leave the lab.
He won't leave the lab.
No.
Here he's in the
He's gonna
telephone
make a
booth
phone
again.
call. Oh dear! I think we've got this is quite an exciting moment.
They zap somebody, do they?
Now that's a pretty good effect.
It's not bad, actually, is it?
Oh.
Yeah.
Leave us on a cliffhanger.
Yes, marks out of 10.
That was actually a much better one. Mainly because we had a break. I enjoyed that one because I could remember it.
That's always an advantage.
It is an advantage. Norman got a credit for wheeling himself around.
He won't be in the next one.
Chris Evans.
Yeah, he's gone off
Chris
the rails.
Evans was on the whole of this one, wasn't he?
I was going to say he'd gone off the rails, but actually he went onto the rails, didn't he?